The altar has long been considered a sacred and important place in every home. From a Feng Shui perspective, this is not only where descendants show their respect and devotion to their ancestors, but also a place that can attract blessings, prosperity, and positive energy into the family. However, in reality, many families still unintentionally make serious mistakes when arranging their altar. And this may also be one of the reasons why the worship space loses its solemn atmosphere, while also affecting the luck and wealth of the household, even though many people may not realize it. So what are the major taboos involving the altar that many families are still making today? And if you have accidentally made these mistakes, how should you adjust things so that your worship space can become harmonious and prosperous again? Let's explore them together right now. And we will begin with the first group of major taboos, which is major taboos about items placed on the altar. Number 1. Using fake fruit or leaving wilted and spoiled fruit on the altar. One of the most common mistakes I see in many families is placing plastic fake fruit on the altar, or accidentally leaving fresh fruit there until it becomes wilted or spoiled. According to Shen's mysterious space Feng Shui, fresh flowers truly do carry fresh wood energy, which nourishes the fire element of the spiritual area. When you offer plastic or fabric items, you are placing lifeless objects, also known as dead energy, in the most sacred space. This creates what is known as a false offering, meaning an insincere act of worship. It can freeze the energy cycle around the altar, making it difficult for the ancestors and higher powers to witness the sincerity of your family. Even worse, when fresh fruit rots on the altar, positive energy can turn negative, creating a space that attracts heavy yin energy. As a result, your work may face more obstacles, and wealth may have a harder time flowing smoothly into your home. You should also remember that not every real flower or fruit is suitable for the altar. Some people see beautiful flowers at the market and buy them without thinking, but they may accidentally choose lilies, a flower whose name can suggest separation and loss, which may affect the marriage or children's sector of the family. Jasmine, although fragrant, is often linked in folk beliefs with worldly or improper stories, so it is not considered suitable for a pure and sacred place. The same applies to fruits with bitter, spicy, or sour flavors, such as chili peppers or star fruit. Offering these may symbolically invite hardship and struggle into real life. To restore fresh life energy to the altar, first prepare a clean fruit tray, light 1 stick of incense, and respectfully ask for permission to clean the altar. Then remove all fake fruit and wilted flowers, place them in a separate bag, and throw them away. Do not keep any plastic branches or leaves on the altar. Next, cleanse the area. Crush a piece of fresh ginger and mix it with a small cup of white wine. Or you can boil 5 spice powder in water and let it cool until warm. Use a clean, unused cloth, dip it into the mixture, and wipe the fruit tray, flower vase, and altar surface to clear away the remaining negative energy. Finally, bring in new life energy by preparing a plate of fresh fruit based on the 5-element principle. Choose 3 or 5 types of round, full, glossy fruit, such as red apples for the fire element, yellow mangoes or sapodillas for the earth element, and pomelos or pears for the metal element. When this plate of fruit is placed on the altar, together with yellow chrysanthemums or red roses, your worship space will feel more vibrant and filled with positive energy. Number 2. Placing ancestral photos and spirit tablets too close to the wall with no space behind them. According to Feng Shui energy theory, the area behind the spirit tablet is called the rear palace, or the energy hall. It works like a necessary open space that allows energy to circulate and transform. In traditional Feng Shui writings about worship arrangements, it is said that a worship space should be peaceful and quiet, but the energy around the spirit tablet must still be able to move. When you place the tablet directly against the wall blocks the entire energy flow. This makes it harder for the ancestral spirits to settle peacefully and protect their descendants. From there, your career path may face repeated unseen obstacles, money may become harder to save, and children in the home may become more rebellious because the family's energy field has been suppressed for too long. To reduce these effects, first move the spirit tablet and ancestral photos slightly forward, keeping at least 1.2 to 2 inches, which is about 3 to 5 centimeters, between them and the wall behind. This creates a small passageway for energy to circulate freely. While doing this, realign the ancestral photos according to the traditional Feng Shui rule of men on the left, women on the right. This means male photos should be placed on the left and female photos on the right, as seen from inside the altar looking outward. If your altar is too small and there is no room to move things forward, use small wooden stands or wooden shelves under the spirit tablets. These stands act as a buffer layer, preventing the back of the tablets from pressing directly against the wall. Number 3. Placing personal items on the altar, such as wallets, keys, phones, or bills. Many families, out of deep love and longing for a deceased loved one, believe that placing keepsakes connected to that person's daily habits on the altar is a way to remember them, or to let them have something to use in the afterlife. However, from a Feng Shui perspective, this action can be seen as a mistake, one that may defile and disturb the sacred space of worship. In ancient Feng Shui texts about ritual arrangement, the altar is considered a place of purity, a space that receives pure and elevated energy. So when you place personal items, such as an old wallet, keys, or a phone belonging to the deceased, objects that have long been disconnected from the flow of living energy on the altar, it may cause your family to be affected by illness, worries, or unfinished concerns that the deceased carried during their lifetime. Another serious mistake is mixing papers, hospital bills, or spending receipts on the altar. From the perspective of symbolic energy, bills and medical documents carry the heavy energy of debt, loss, financial pressure, and illness. When you place objects with these negative frequencies in a sacred space, a place meant for praying for peace and prosperity, you may unknowingly create a reverse force of attraction, inviting bad luck to surround you and possibly causing your family's business or livelihood to fall into losses, obstacles, and constant difficulties. To preserve your financial luck and restore the solemnity of the altar, you should clean the altar surface thoroughly and remove all wallets, phones, keys, and old documents from it. For keepsakes of the deceased, prepare a clean wooden box, line it with red fabric, neatly place those items inside, and keep it in a respectful corner of a memory cabinet instead of displaying them on the altar. This method helps preserve the emotional connection while also acting like a filter, preventing earthly memories from affecting the pure and peaceful energy above the altar. As for documents such as medical bills or hospital expenses from the person's lifetime, which are believed to hold negative energy, you should burn all of these hospital-related papers. After the fire has burned out completely, scatter a little of the ash on clean soil or release it into flowing water. This is believed to help the soul of the deceased let go of the pain and illness from the earthly world so they may find peace, while also helping to completely cut off the stream of negative energy related to financial loss and sickness that may be lingering over the lives of the family members who are still living. Number 4. Sticking iron rods or sharp metal supports into the incense bowl to hold incense. The incense bowl on the altar represents the earth element. It is a place where energy gathers, and it needs stillness and peace so ancestral spirits can settle. When you stick an iron rod into it, you are pushing a sharp metal element straight down into the earth element. In Feng Shui, This creates a harmful pattern known as a blade piercing the heart. According to an old ritual text, worship objects should avoid sharp edges or weapon-like forms. The presence of this sharp metal point can disturb the incense bowl, disrupt the energy field, and activate harsh, negative energy. In real life, this harmful pattern may affect you and your family quickly. It may weaken health, interrupt business or career progress, and cause frequent tension within the household. Also, the inside of a traditional incense bowl often contains the 7 treasures, such as gold, silver, jade, amber, red coral, agate, and pearl, which are used to gather blessings. But when a mixed metal iron rod is inserted, it may disrupt the harmony of the 7 treasures and alter the entire energy field of the incense bowl. To resolve this, use a ceramic coil incense burner with a ventilated lid and place it completely outside the incense bowl. From now on, whenever you burn coil incense, simply lay it flat inside that burner instead of using the old iron support. Finally, you can sprinkle a small pinch of pure agarwood powder over the ash inside the incense bowl. This helps soften the harmful energy, repair the altar's energy field, and restore stable life energy to the worship space. Besides avoiding certain forbidden items on the altar, you should also pay attention to the places where the altar should not be placed, so you can prevent your family's wealth energy from being drained. Major taboos about altar placement. Number 1. Placing the altar under the stairs or directly under a ceiling beam. In Feng Shui, the altar is a space that needs stability in order to gather energy. When you place the altar under the stairs, where people walk up and down every day, or directly under a ceiling beam, the worship area falls into what is known as pressure from above. This means negative energy is pressing down from overhead. The beam or the slope of the staircase acts like a blocking force, constantly pressing down on the incense bowl and ancestral tablets. This can clog the energy flow around the altar, leaving no room for life energy to circulate and weakening the sacred, uplifting nature of the worship space. The visible effect of this overhead pressure is that it may create a dangerous blockage in your energy field. It can make your thinking less clear and less decisive when you face major turning points. Especially when it comes to wealth, your family's money flow may become unstable. Opportunities may appear right in front of you, but unexpected problems can interrupt your path halfway. Your business plans and career goals may feel like a tightly compressed spring. Even when you put in more effort, the result may still be stagnation, frustration, and wasted energy. To resolve this harmful energy, move the altar to a more open and airy location, such as the highest floor of the house, or place it in a separate area of the living room where no ceiling beam runs overhead. If your home is too small and you truly cannot move the altar, you can block the negative pressure by installing a flat plaster ceiling to fully cover the beam or the underside of the stairs above the altar. This new flat ceiling works like a shield. It helps spread out the pressure and prevents negative energy from pressing directly down onto the incense bowl. At the same time, you can hang a cluster of natural quartz crystals just below that plaster ceiling. The strong positive energy and dispersing quality of quartz are believed to break up the negative pressure, balance the energy flow, and restore the calm, stable atmosphere that your family's worship space needs. Number 2. Placing the altar facing or sharing a wall with the bathroom, shower room, or kitchen. In many apartments and narrow houses today, limited space often causes the altar to share a wall with the bathroom or face directly toward the kitchen. But this can place the altar in 2 harmful patterns: polluted energy invasion and burning fire energy. Bathrooms and shower rooms are connected to wastewater, so in Feng Shui, they are seen as places where stagnant and unclean yin energy gathers. If the altar shares a wall with the bathroom, faces the bathroom door, or sits directly under the bathroom on the floor above, that polluted energy may seep into the worship space and weaken the protective energy of the home. As a result, the family may face misfortune, damaged social relationships, false accusations, and blocked financial luck because the spiritual energy around the altar has become clouded. On the other hand, if the altar backs onto or faces the kitchen, the problem becomes strong fire energy. The kitchen carries powerful active fire energy, while the worship space needs calm and stillness. When kitchen heat constantly reaches the altar, it may disturb the peaceful energy around the incense bowl. This can make family members more short-tempered, more ego-driven, and more likely to argue. Financially, this fire pattern is like a flame burning away good luck, causing money to disappear before it can properly gather. To reduce these effects, the best solution is to move the altar away from the bathroom wall, bathroom door, or kitchen view. If the structure of your home cannot be changed, use a discreet wooden partition or thick 3-layer curtains to fully block the view from the bathroom or kitchen toward the altar. On a shared wall, you can install a separate wooden panel to block energy from seeping through. At the same time, you may hang a protective peachwood bagua mirror above the bathroom door or place a small bag of quartz crystals near the kitchen entrance to push polluted energy and fire energy back inside, preventing them from spreading into the worship area. Number 3. Placing the altar directly facing the main door or opposite a window. The main door and windows are considered energy mouths, where wind, light, and outside energy enter the home. They carry strong, active yang energy. When the altar faces these openings directly, strong wind and harsh sunlight can hit the incense bowl, creating a pattern of direct door conflict or scattered energy. This may cause instability in the family, with wealth entering through one door and quickly leaving through another. More seriously, if the altar faces the exact opposite direction of the main orientation of the house, the family may fall into a reverse-facing energy pattern. This can create strong internal conflict because the home's energy field becomes disrupted, leading to arguments, tension between family members, and even disputes over property. From a stricter Feng Shui perspective, placing the altar along the northeast to southwest axis is also considered highly unfavorable. In Feng Shui compass theory, this axis is believed to gather mixed yin energy. If the altar directly faces this direction, it may disturb the spiritual presence and invite negative energy into the home, causing the family's overall luck to decline and business matters to face repeated setbacks. To reduce these unwanted effects, first place a ceramic vase filled with clean water and 3 lucky bamboo stalks in the living room, along the straight line between the door and the altar. This plant vase acts like a natural barrier. It helps absorb and soften the strong incoming wind before it reaches the altar. At the window, you can replace clear glass with frosted heat control film or install wooden blinds to reduce harsh sunlight. At the same time, if the altar faces the wrong direction or sits on the northeast to southwest axis and you cannot rotate it because of the home's structure, you can use 2 Feng Shui items, a plum blossom coin charm and an original energy oil lamp. Hang a string of plum blossom coins under the altar to use the connecting energy of old copper coins to balance the conflict between the house's energy field and the altar's direction. Also, keep an oil lamp burning on the altar. The warm fire energy from the flame is believed to cleanse mixed yin energy, keep the spiritual fire alive, remove negative energy, and maintain peace and stability for your family. And so, the major altar taboos we have just discussed are the foundation that can directly affect the prosperity, decline, and peace of your family. As the old saying goes, when you worship sincerely, there is sacred power. When you observe the right taboos, there is safety. When the worship space is arranged properly, peacefully, and respectfully, the energy field in your home can gradually become stable again, and that is when your family's fortune may begin to shift naturally in a better direction. And if you still have any questions about arranging your home according to Feng Shui, feel free to leave them in the comment section below so we can answer them together in the next videos. Goodbye, and see you again.